In today's video, I am going to be breaking down a couple of different plays that you can run against a 2-3 zone. Some of these may not be the most conventional plays that you could ever run, but they work extremely well. And some of them I have used myself. So let's get down and let's check this out because this is absolutely amazing. But if you are looking for at least a great playbook to be able to run against either man or zone, make sure to go check out the Horns High School Basketball Playbook that is down in the description below. And if you want a better zone than a 2-3, make sure you can go check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense that is down in the description below. So first, in a 2-3 zone, these are how the players would generally be set up against a Horns offense, and we can actually use this against them. See, one thing about a Horns offense is the fact that most coaches will actually say that a Horns offense will not be able to score against a zone, but there are some Horns plays that you can use that work really well against zones, like this one. So, in most cases, or at least how it should work, is you will have both of these defenders up top guarding your ball handler, and that leaves the high post generally open. Player 5 has to be able to guard both of these guys at the exact same time. Usually when player 5 plays high, these guys play low, and it does mess things up. There's a lot of things that you can look at and read when it comes to this offense, but what we are going to be doing here is if they have both of these players up, we can pass to either player 5 or to player 4, it doesn't matter. Once that high post player gets the ball, technically speaking, player 5 is supposed to go and guard player 4. Player 2 could drop down, that is an option. But now we are going to be trying to play a little bit of off ball with these three guys. So player 4 gets that ball. The first thing I want to do is to have player 5, I want him diving to the rim, and I want player 2 lifting to the wing. At the exact same time, I'm going to have player 1 move out towards that left wing here. So now, this puts player 3 in a position where he needs to guard two players at once. And he is going to make the decision. Is he going to go and guard player 5 that leaves player 2 absolutely wide open for a three-point shot? Or is he going to only see player 2 lifting, and that leaves player 5 wide open for the layup? This is an absolutely phenomenal play that you can run. But the best part about this play is the fact that if it messes up, let's say none of these guys are open or you just missed the read to make that pass and you still have it in that high post, you now have the opportunity to run a basic motion offense or a basic zone killer against the 2-3. Let me show you. So let's say player 4 still has that ball. Let's say player 3 was able to cut off their ability to play either side. Let's say they ran it like this. They were able to cut off this play. Well, player 5 will continue. Now, we have gone into a super overload offense where now you have 4 players being guarded by 3 guys. So now player 4 can kick that ball out to player 1. This could also be a 3-point shot. If we don't have that opportunity, we can pass the ball to player 2. We can then have player 1 sprint through, player 3 sprint through, 5. Actually, I would personally have these guys cross just to mess up the defense. And when they sprint through, now we have the opportunity for another 3. If player 3 red didn't recover out in time fast enough, we could make that extra pass down. We could get another 3-point shot. We could then post up player 4. If player 4 gets the ball, player 5 dives. He could be an option. There's a lot of different opportunities in that what I call a super overload offense, and that would be the second play that you could run. So you don't necessarily have to run that Horns offense first. You could go straight into that super overload, and it works extremely well. And this is how I would personally set it up. I would personally set it up as a box offense. I would then have player 1 pop, which would then force player 3 to lift to shadow until player 1 comes over. While all of this is happening, before player 1 even receives that ball, player 3 pops, and we could make that extra pass down, which could result in another 3-point shot. Player 4 and 5 cross. Now we can potentially get that ball into player 4. Player 5 dives. He could be open for that layup. If not, maybe we Now take a dribble out and kick the ball out, which means that player 4 crosses, 1 and 3 shift, and we can continue to run this on the other side. And that's how I would set up that offense without having to run horns first. Now this next play I'm going to start in a low 1-4. This is an amazing play, and my bigs are going to start out on the perimeter. I'm going to have 5 and 4 lift, and whoever gets that ball, that is going to be the side where player 5 cuts across and player 3 then pops out. What we're hoping for is this to shift the defense so that now we have player 5, he could score himself. If this is an option, he could go high to low post pass. There's a lot of different options here. But I want that swing out to the opposite side if player 2 is not open. Now player 2 is going to go to that corner, and we just shifted that ball across the imaginary line that if the ball goes across this line multiple times, more and more times it goes across that imaginary line, the higher chance you're going to score against a zone. Player 5 dives, player 4 cuts across. We're back into that same super overload offensive play that we just showed. So I hope that these 3 plays can help your team win more games against the 2-3 zone. These are all very super simple plays that you can run. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book so that you get something a little bit better than a 2-3 zone with your team. But also make sure to go check out the Horns Basketball Playbook that is also down in the description too. I'll see you guys again in my next video.